Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I finally moved in with my boyfriend, and this is the first official video I'm making at my new home. So a few months back I watched the Netflix documentary called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. It stars Samin Nosrat, an author of the book by the same name. In the show, Samin travels the world and teaches the audience the importance of mastering the elements of salt, fat, acid, and heat. She believes by doing so you can elevate your meals and become a great cook. I honestly didn't even plan on watching it to begin with, but I'm really thankful I gave it a shot. So here's a little weird fact about me. Usually when I sit down to eat a meal, I'll watch a cooking video on YouTube. Sometimes the videos are recipes of what I'm currently eating or just random ones I find. Either way, while I eat, I'm constantly learning about cooking as well. That particular night when I started the series, my phone was charging, so I had to rely on Netflix to entertain me while I ate. Usually Netflix doesn't have a great selection of food-related shows, but I was pleasantly surprised when Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat showed up. Even though I'm an artist, I do enjoy cooking as well. In fact, I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be a chef when I grew up. Then in middle school, I wanted to become a scientist, but I lost interest in that. Finally, I landed on being an artist. When I think about it though, cooking is the middle way between art and science. You get to be creative and turn raw ingredients into something delicious. When you plate the food, you can be as fancy or tamed as you want. All the little steps that help you get to a finished product, the prepping, cutting, seasoning, and cooking, all have a reason behind it. It's science. I'm by no means a food scientist, I'm just an artist who enjoys the process of cooking and learning what I can. By now you can probably guess, if you haven't already, that this video is a fan art piece of the show. If you haven't seen it and you enjoy cooking as well, I would 100% watch it. Samin has such a warm and inviting energy about her, which I did try to capture through my artwork. I wanted it to look somewhat similar to the cover of her book, which, just a quick side note, her book is illustrated by Wendy MacNaughton, I hope I'm saying that right. So in addition to all the great information, there are drawings to help illustrate the points that Samin makes. Her style feels very loose and carefree, but also structured in a way. I guess it's almost kind of like organized chaos, at least to me it is. I'll leave a link to her website if you'd like to see more of her work. So the artwork started with a sketch in my sketchbook. Really, I just wanted to draw Samin, but because I also needed a video for this week, I thought of putting both ideas together. I also decided not to record the cleanup of the sketch and the line art process since I didn't want this video to be too long. So we jumped right into the coloring stages. As I'm sure you can tell, it looks a bit rough at first. Normally I would fixate over how ugly it looks and try to fix it immediately, before moving on to any other element of the drawing. But maybe I leveled up in confidence or something because working through this wasn't a big issue for me. I just thought back to when I painted my boyfriend's cats and how in order to get something to look good, I needed to layer on the paint and let it progress sort of naturally. I know this is digital painting, but I felt like thinking of it like traditional painting helped ease that pressure a bit. Plus, I'm still learning how I like to color when it comes to digitally painting. I usually go for a base layer of color for each section of the drawing, so skin, hair, eyes, mouth, all those sort of things, they get their own layer with their own base color. Then I make new layers above whichever base layer I'm working on at the moment, and clip it to the base layer. This way, anything I color in that layer, that new layer, will stay within the perimeters that I made from the base layer, if that makes any sort of sense. Then I add the shadows and highlights on those separate clipped layers. This way if I need to adjust one of the two, it won't be such a hassle. It did take some messing around with colors and contrast to get things to look right. On top of learning how to color, I'm still learning how to pick the right base colors, since I tend to pick more muted tones from the start. After finished coloring Samine, I jump into shading the 4 elements. These didn't take quite as long, and I'm very happy with how they turned out, especially the fire on the match. From there, I wanted to add something to the solid circle behind her, since it looked pretty flat. I tried giving it some soft shading, then tried some gradients, but ended up with just making a pattern of the words salt, fat, acid, heat, and making them subtle so it gives the circle somewhat of a texture, in a way. And honestly, after that, the artwork was done. I was really surprised by how fast I finished this. I think doing this whole YouTube thing is really helping. Having to create artwork consistently is really helping me grow as an artist. It's teaching me a lot about how my process works and what it is that I like to do. Anyway, you guys, I think that's going to be it. If you have any questions about how I work or anything at all, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys! Thank you so much for watching. I post new art videos every other Wednesday, so consider subscribing to the channel by clicking my logo on the screen or the subscribe button down below. If you'd like to further support this channel and me, you can buy me a Ko-fi in the link below, and anyone who donates gets a shout out at the end of my videos. Thanks guys!